Mm. I'm waiting on some people to come in. Yes, I am. Waiting on some people to come in. Keep going. We're letting people know you're going live. Gonna be punching on. I didn't even name my live. I just got on here. Um, I see one person. I'm gonna wait till 5 of you come on here, and then I'm going in on what I supposed to be talking about. I'm gonna be munching and talking. I'm gonna be munching on some munchins. These are my favorite chips in the world. My favorite. Out of all chips in the world, these are my favorite. Okay, y'all. Let's get to the munching. I want to munch on these, and I also want to talk about the McDonald's stabbing with the employees and the employee and the manager. Well, I worked at not a McDonald's, but I worked at a Burger King before when I was in my 20s. And me and one of my classmates, we got hired on the same day. And we had a manager that she was a bully. She didn't know how to talk to us. You know, we was fairly, you're in your 20s. We was around the same age, this young lady, or maybe a little younger. And she would send us home when we didn't get no business. She sent us home like 2 days in a row, you know. And me and my classmate, we would talk about her attitude and what type of person she was. She didn't know how to talk to us as employees. And one day she tried to handle me, and I told her, I said, look, let me tell you something. I'm not your child. I'm an adult, and you're gonna address me as an adult. And I didn't go off my rockers or nothing, but I let her knew, you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way because I just got the job. They didn't train me. They just threw me on the cashier. They just she wasn't a good manager. But I can understand what that girl was going through, but still, stabbing someone is not the answer. Me and my classmate, we just went and got another job because it wasn't worth it, and then when we told her we was going to leave, she was trying to get us to stay, but it was too late. She would send us home. We'll be to work. I'll be to work for 1 hour, and she'll send me home. 1 hour. Getting there, I waste my gas money to drive all the way to Burger King, and you send me home after being there 60 minutes. So I do. I do know a little bit about at the fast food places and how ridiculous it can be, and the managers. You got to know how to treat people. Just because you over somebody, you cannot treat them any kind of way. And I've been over, like, teenagers, you know, my job profession and whatever I do. I be over them, but I do not bully them. I demand respect. I'm going to be firm, but I'm not going to bully no one. Because you don't know what the next person is going through. You don't know what they're going through. So I don't bully people. If I am authority, I'm over them. I've been over several people before, but I don't bully people. You don't know what their life is like at home. You don't know. I had to take all that other hair out. It was itching. We as people have learned a valuable lesson from this incident. The managers learn, some of them I hope, to treat people like people and not an animal. And employees need to learn, walk off and get another job. Because killing somebody is not the answer. It's not the answer. Because we lost 2 women that day. One of them dead. One of them will never be free. So we lost 2 women that day. And that was my granddaughter's birthday, July the 10th. We lost 2. We got to learn from this. Managers, supervisors, lead people, treat people with respect. Don't bully people because you can. Because everybody ain't same. We saw that. Everybody's not going to be like me. Walk off a job and go to another one. I walked off of plenty jobs. Plenty jobs. Because you're not going to bully me. You're not going to bully me. I'm not going to get no knife, but I'm going to let you know. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not your kid. I go get me another job, walk off one job, go get another one. But I write grievance letters on people. I wrote a mini grievance letter in my lifetime. I write them. Because half the time, you smarter than the supervisor. The supervisor trying to tell you what to do and you know more than what they know. Yep. I even take up for my coworkers. I take up for them. I saw another supervisor treating another supervisor wrong. And I stuck up for my supervisor. I told her, you don't tell us what to do. You ain't our supervisor. Miss Mary, my supervisor, not you. So, I ain't got to get no knife. My mouth works just fine. I get them told. The supervisors, they always think they better than you. Think they gonna intimidate you. They ain't never intimidated me, baby. I had a supervisor one time. He'll come sit with me and my coworker on our lunch break like he gonna intimidate somebody. He thought he was scaring me. I chewed my food up and opened my mouth and say, look at it. Baby, you just a person just like me. And you don't intimidate nothing. Not me. I don't care what race they is, black, white, Indian, Mexican, midget, giant. They never scared me. Nope. 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 They ain't gonna make me mad enough to kill them either. Cause I'll walk off. I will walk off before I throw my life away. I got my grandchildren and my kids and my family to live for that I love. I ain't going to jail behind no supervisor. I'm not going to kill them. I'll walk away. Walk away. Do not. And y'all know what? You know what I believe? I believe she watched that movie Straw with Taraji P. Henson and she killed her boss. You know, Taraji P. Henson's boss in that movie Straw, he was giving her a hard time. And she shot him. He wouldn't give her check. He was doing her like a dog. She might have watched that movie. And then, it seemed like she was possessed by the dog Chucky. She had that orange hair, and she had that knife. You know, Chucky like to stab people. And my thing is, why nobody in the store try to help the woman? Why they ain't throw something and hit her inside the head to stop her from stabbing them? I mean, they let the woman stab the woman 14 times. I guess they didn't want to get cut. I don't know. They should throw some water, grease on her or something. Cause this woman lost her life and children got to grow up without their mama. That is horrible. If she only would have just walked off the job and found her another job. Just do that. But then too, she probably just couldn't take no more. I don't know. I just hate it on both ends. I hate it. I hate that happen. Cause I done been there where a boss didn't try to bully me. They done tried to bully me a couple times. But I bet you they hate they tried. I bet you they hate they tried. Cause I done sued, baby. I know my rights. You cannot harass nobody on no job. You can sue them. That's how I got them back. I sued them for harassment and retaliation. Cause them bosses, them supervisors think they better than everybody. No, you not. You don't know nothing. You ain't gonna have a job without the employees. The employees will want to make you who you are. So why you trying to down the workers? I've had all types of jobs. All kinds. It don't matter as long as I'm making money. I had jobs where I'm working hard. I had jobs where I'm sitting down. But I let them know, you ain't finna run over me. Man, woman, whoever. My mouth is a knife. Cause when I get through telling them off, when I get through telling them supervisors off, they the one be crying. Not me. They'll be crying. I ain't got to go get a knife. I tell the supervisor off so bad, so she wouldn't want to even look at me no more. And if she fire me, I'ma sue her for retaliation. Fire me if you want to. I know how to go file for unemployment. I win my unemployment case. Then I file with the EEOC, and I sue them, and I get my money. That's how she should have handled that. I started documenting stuff. I was writing stuff down. I had 9 people to go against me on my job. 9 people. I had 1 person that was on my side. Well, I had God on my side. And I beat him. I won. My settlement was $17,000. Because they was lying on me, picking on me, and I stomped them in court. That was the second lawsuit. The first lawsuit, When I got through with them, the people that went to court with me, they was like, we didn't know you had this much. We didn't know you was going to do that. I say, you thought I wasn't going to stick up for myself? Huh? Mm-mm. Instead of y'all going and getting a knife, you go get a pen, a piece of paper, and you start documenting what your boss doing to you. That's what you need to do. Sue them. And every time I sue somebody, they change the rules on their job because I was in the right, because I won. I know my rights. I know my rights. You cannot harass. You sure can't harass nobody on a job. You can't say stuff intimidating to them. You can't do that. But guess what? I had $17,000. Sure did. I ain't had to kill nobody. But I showed them. I showed them all. All the ones that were lying on me. Sure did. Guess what? Lie on me again and harass me again. On any job. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I will get you. And I still got my life. And they still got their life. But they'll never forget me. They'll never forget me. Yup. Them people, they be having stuff on their mind, and they bring it to work and take it out on their employees. Because they're home, they ain't got no say-so. They ain't got no authority. They can't even run their household, but they want to come to work and take it out on the workers. But we as workers, employees, that have bosses, we got to learn to do it the right way, not the wrong way. We got to learn not to seek violence when somebody take you off. We got to learn that. We can't do it. Because guess what? You giving them the power over your life. When you go and commit a crime, they done took the power from you. You can't do what you want to do. You know, she should have took a pen and paper and wrote down everything that lady was saying. She said that lady was talking about she had a gun. That's a violation. You cannot do that. You cannot tell your employees you got a gun. You cannot tell your employees that you're going to take a belt and whoop them like they your kids. You can't do that. You know, you can't do that as a supervisor. Because those are workers. They're not your kids. Y'all workers. Mm-hmm. Yep. People gotta learn. Not to be bullying people, because you never know what is going on. You never know what that person going through. We learn some lessons. We learn that people will snap at any time when they getting harassed. If that's the case. If that's the case, the supervisor was wrong for harassing her, and the employee was wrong for stabbing the supervisor. Nobody wins in this situation. Everybody they lose. It's a tragedy. Nobody should have to lose their life. Nobody should have to go to jail for the rest of their life over something that could have been solved in HR. This problem should have been solved. Why the person that's over her, why is this employee getting sent home every day? Why is they sending her home every day? Why? You know, somebody at the top should have been seeing something. You know, it should have been handled better than that. It shouldn't have resulted in 2 women dying. Well, one dying and one gonna get life in prison, most likely. So, you know, it's just, and then the kids. I couldn't dare take somebody away from their kids. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just hate this as a tragedy. But if there are some supervisors on my live, and if you over a staff of people, please treat them right. Because you never know. You never know what might happen. You never know. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Once somebody shoots or stabs, you gone. You know, you gone. Over something that could have been handled as we sit down as two adults. We sit down as two adults, talk this problem out. I done had issues with employees, and we had to sit down and have a sit down, because you're not gonna disrespect me. You're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. You're gonna give me the respect that I deserve as an adult. I am not a child, and I let them know that. And they never bother me, because I'm not gonna cry on my job. You ain't nobody finna make me cry. You gonna be crying, but not me. No. I seen a lot of people cry on their jobs because people was doing them a certain type of way. Nah. We gonna have a sit down. Because guess what? If you got a problem with me, we both clock. You know when I clock out, I know when you clock out. We can handle it after we get off work. If it's such a big problem. You know, if it was a big problem like that, we can talk about it outside of the job. Cause if you picking, you got a problem, and we gonna have to solve this. Nope. And they be talking about, oh, that's the head boss or whatever. Like, you supposed to be scared of the head boss. They people just like me. I'm going to respect them, but I'm not going to kiss their butt. See, all these managers and supervisors want people to kiss their butt, not me. My work that I do is going to have to be good enough, because I'm not kissing your butt for no job. No. I'm not going to do it. You just like me. It is what it is. Because when I work, I do a good job. And if my job ain't good enough, do you think I'm finna do something for you? Something just special for you? No. You just a human just like me with the title of supervisor. And then that little title go to their head. No. And them young kids, they do come on them jobs thinking can't nobody tell them nothing. When you go to work, you gotta listen to your supervisor. You know, I don't know the situation, because it's he say, she said, whatever. But I respected my supervisor. What they asked me to do, I did it. Respectfully. Some of these young kids do not want to listen. They don't. So I don't know, but what we've been hearing, the girl said she was bullied, but there was no reason to stay on nobody. That was uncalled for. That's an unjust murder. You know. No, you don't do it that way. You do it the other way. You hit them in their pockets. She should have wrote it down, and then contact the EOC, file a complaint, get your money. That's how you do it. You don't kill nobody. If you truly was harassed, do it the legal way. And that way, you could have got a chance to live your life, because you're 26 years old. You would have been able to live a full life, and you didn't have to kill nobody to get your point across. Yeah, you aggravated and frustrated, but you ain't got to kill nobody to get your point across. Because you can't bring that person back. And if the supervisor was bullying her, that was wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong. See, when a person try to bully me, it don't work. It don't never work. Because they can try it, but they won't succeed. Because I'm going to have the last laugh when they try to bully me. Nope. I'm going to have to laugh. I'm going to be the one laughing. And sure live. I ain't finna let nobody bully me. Because I know how to stick up for myself. I know how to handle a bully. I'll go straight over their head. I ain't gonna kill nobody. Cause that's blood on your hand for the rest of your life and you can't do nothing about it. You murder somebody, you can't do nothing. You can't get that person their life back. You done destroyed those kids' lives. You destroyed your life, the kids' life, and the mama life. You destroyed all the lives. That's 6, 7, 8. You destroyed 8 lives. The kids' lives, the mama, you killed the mama, and you destroyed your life. So, was it worth it? No. It was not worth it. We gotta learn as people to walk away and do what's right. If she didn't have to do nothing but break down and start crying and asking God to help her before she murdered that girl, God would have helped her. He would have showed her the right way to do stuff. But you don't take no knife and go stab somebody 14 times. Yeah, you had time to think about it because you left and you came back. You had time to think about that. You had time. No, I don't see her saying she was bullied is justifying for murdering that lady. That's not justified at all. Nope. It's not. Because trust me, I done had some supervisors that was horrible. And I did not kill them. But I showed them what that pen and that paper can do. I showed them what a grievance letter was. Sure did. And I insulted them in my letter because I had a right to do that. I insulted their intelligence in my grievance letter. Yeah. Because that's my right to write on the grievance letter that I wrote on there that my supervisors, I had 2 males, and I said they don't have the knowledge to do the job. You know, I said it professionally, but it was an insult to them because they didn't know what they was doing. No. So, you can get people back more than violence. It's not the answer. We don't do that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hey, $1 Million Cruncher. I'm going to be getting me some arrowroot soon. Yep. I love to see my grandchildren and my kids. I don't want to be in jail for killing nobody. I love my life. I ain't rich, I ain't poor, I'm making it. But I wouldn't sacrifice my life for nobody. To miss out on my grandchildren growing up, miss all the good food they got out there to eat. Because I likes to eat. I don't want to miss out on all this stuff. So y'all, if y'all got a boss out there that's harassing y'all, bullying y'all, write a grievance letter. Document stuff. And if they don't do what they supposed to do, sue them. You have rights. Trust me, I'm an expert on it. I done sued employees about 3 times in my life. And I won each time. I sued. And I felt so good after I sued and got that money. When that boss, one of them bosses was suing me. Well, he was firing me. I got fired from Where You Son. I got fired on my vacation. Yup. He fired me on my vacation. He'll say, I'm sorry. You on your last leg. I say, I'm sorry. And I'm going to have a whole lot of money right before Christmas. Watch and see. And I did. How you gonna find me on my vacation? I was there 3 years. And you called me on my vacation and fired me. Talking about I wasn't doing my job. They got 8 up in court. They got 8 up. I got all my raises. Because I did my job. And that place been going downhill. I don't even want to go into the stores. All the stores stuff that happened there. I ain't gonna do it. But I know I got fired. I worked there 3 years. Yep. On my vacation. But I showed their ass in court. Showed them. I whooped their ass like Puff Daddy team whooped the prosecution ass. I put a whooping on their ass in court. Then this other company, I really can't call their name because I had to sign I can't talk about it, but I got their ass for $17,000 for lying on me. Yeah, I'll never forget. It was 2 male supervisors. It was about 25 women. And they was harassing. And you know, women can be so silly. Them women was getting harassed. They had been getting harassed for years. They wouldn't say nothing. They wouldn't say anything. Well, baby, he must don't know who the hell I was. I'm going to say something. I ain't going to wait 50 years, 40 years and say, oh, he harassed me. No, you harassed me now. This man asked us, women, he asked us to watch him pee in a bottle. Yes. He said, I want y'all to watch me urinate in the bottle. I said, he must don't know. You can't do that. I wrote all that in the grievance. I wrote it. He was harassing all those women. Some of them women, because like I told you, I'll take any kind of job that I can take until I get what I want. It was a low grade job. But they didn't know I was college educated. They didn't know. They had no clue. But I work wherever I can work until I get what I need. Because I was in a new city. And I needed to work. So, and they put me in a group with them. But everywhere I go, I work. Those women was making so less. They was making $7.25 an hour. I wasn't making it. I was making more. They was treated like dogs. For real. They was treated horrible. They was, ooh, Lord, it was hard. I don't even want to. It's sad, but they'll never forget me. They would never forget me. Because they hated the day they hired me. I needed a job, and I took what I could get. But I'm about to end my live. I've been on here for quite some time. And I want to tell everybody, if you're going through something on your job, don't grab the knife. Grab the pen and paper. Don't grab the knife. Don't grab the gun. Grab the pen and paper. Let your words fight your battle. Not no knife or no gun. And you put it in writing. And you document it. And those people, supervisors, if y'all listening, be humble. Treat your workers right. Because if you didn't have workers, you wouldn't be a supervisor. If all your workers leave, who you got to supervise? Nobody. So treat people right. Shoot. We ain't no dogs or animals. All your workers walk off the job. What you gonna do? You gonna be the supervisor of what? Nothing. So, just as well as the people need somebody to supervise, you need workers. And the workers got more power than the supervisor. And I told all the women that. I told them. It was mature. It was like, out of like 25 women, it was about 3 women that stuck with me out of 25 women. All the rest of them were still scared. Yeah. Scared. You got to take a stand sometime and you got to do what's right. But I still won in the end. I still won $17,000 for you lying on me and harassing me. I should have got more money, but my punk ass lawyer, he thought he was going to try to play me. I got in his ass. Oh yeah, you might be a lawyer, but you trying to milk money out of me? Man, I told his ass off. Yeah, he tried to play me too, but I told him off. Yep. He just wanted to sell it. He didn't want to get the big money. Well, I should have had a better lawyer than that, but you know. But I let my lawyer know. I tell their ass off. He goes like, it's gonna cost some more money to open up the CD. I said, wherever you got that damn CD from, you better go back and ask them to open that bitch up, cause I ain't giving you no more money. He shot up too. You gonna keep taking my money? You think I'm a fool? You think I don't know you trying to take my money? You got the right one. Nope. My grandmother, my auntie, my mama, they all taught me how to stick up for myself. I ain't have to call mama, I ain't have to call nobody, because I already knew how to do it myself. And plus, the kids that I went to school with, we all like that. We all stick up for each other, you know. We stick up for ourselves. We never let people run over us. We never let the teachers run over us, you know. So, it just was in me to stick up for myself no matter what I'm doing. I'm going to stick up for myself. And, you know, I don't have everything I want, but I have what I need, so I'm good. I ain't gotta be the richest person in the world to be happy. No. Because we all seen. Look what the hell Diddy going through. And he a billionaire. Look what the hell Tyler Perry going through. He a billionaire, zillionaire. So, money ain't everything. You can have money and still go through pure hell. Look what Bill Cosby went through. Or Kelly, all that. So, money ain't everything. It ain't everything. You can be happy without being rich, but you want to be comfortable, you know. You want to have what you need and be able to do stuff. I ain't saying that I want to be broke, no. But I'm saying this, don't do anything for money. Because all money ain't good money. Look at Cassie. She was doing all that stuff for money, but it came back to bite her. The other lady, Jane Doe, come back to bite her. The strippers, the men that were getting paid, all that stuff out for everybody to read about it, to see what they were doing. What's done in the dark, come to the light. They was doing that shit in the dark, it came to the light. They were freaking. I would never do that. No. If I'm gonna be with somebody, it's gonna be me and that other person. I'm not gonna be with no other, all them different people. That's sick. That's how you catch diseases. I love my body too much to help everybody on it, in it, all that. But I'm finna leave this live and watch me some TV before I take it in, because I do live alone. And all I got to say, my peace of mind, I love it. I have a peace of mind, and I'm good. And if you can take anything from this live that I made, take it and use it to benefit yourself on not letting somebody push you to the limit where you have to kill them. And if you're a supervisor, learn how to talk to people. That's the end of my live. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, because I am going to enjoy the rest of mine. Good night, people.